All buenos noches.
I just get to play telephone operator this whole time. It's pretty fun. Buenos noches.
Hello, how's it going?
Hello, Chris.
What is going on? Um,
Uh,
Welcome to the Super Show.
yeah, thanks for having me. So, yeah.
Oh wow. You'll have to forgive me. I just puzzle gamed, so I've died. But
Oh, I know. I was
you-
watching the end of that there.
Oh man. Oh, Steamworks. I just saw my name up there. I was like, what's going on? Steamworks enabled. Okay, cool. I got a little hands-on time with so we're currently looking at Starward Rogue. This is Chris. Chris, do you have a particular like studio name?
It's Arkin Games.
Arkin
yeah.
Games. I'd be covering it otherwise. Oh, I need to like enable it on my little thing here. Boop boop. There we go. So it's
Yay.
I'm covering it. It's behind me, but Arkin Games. As with everybody else, before we start flying into all the things that we're gonna be doing in this, just like a brief introduction or sort of synopsis, just that little splash of what you can expect from it.
So this is a action roguelike. It's that means basically nothing these days, but it's basically, if you want to get real specific, kind of a Binding of Isaac-like, but mixed with kind of shmuppy things. A lot of people have tagged it as bullet hell on Steam, but that's really not the case. And I don't know what mech you're gonna pick, but if you pick the Redshift one, then it is kind of a lot like Super Hot in that time moves when you move. If you pick, so you can be real slow about it if you don't have the Twitch reactions. Not that I'm worried about you with that, but for somebody else who might be listening. And
I'm not that good at stuff, so it's very late. I can't play Isaac. I'm really bad at it. So it's this will be interesting then.
this should be fun.
Oh yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, if you're gonna give me like missile launchers, I did the tutorial stuff last night, but I reset so that we can kind of like bop through it again because I really liked the dialogue that was going on in it. It's a very some very cheeky dialogue.
Toby is the Toby Ricketts is the guy who does the voiceovers, and he's fantastic. He's done voiceover work with us before for our little video series that we did, the Stars Beyond Reach, Tales of Woe. It was animated by the same guy who does the Co-optional podcast animations.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was a fantastic thing that came out with that.
I am inundated with anything voice, so hearing what was there was really cool, and like I always love that when voice comes along and just adds something really nice to a game. So like I just immediately I was just massively amused by what was going on.
We have a ton more of voice stuff that we are planning on adding into the game, but right now it's actually limited to the tutorial.
I will shoot you an email. Do you guys handle your own voice stuff, or I'm sorry, Katie, I'm conducting like side business right now.
Go for it.
Do you guys conduct your own sound stuff, or do you have like a studio that you work through like externally?
We do. Everything goes pretty well through me for that. So.
Okay, I will be sending you an email later.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Anyway, on to what we're actually here for. So I love that there's a file system too. So it's just like, all right, I've got 6 files. It's just cool. It's here. And then I was down here just messing with like the below menu. You should have like video of this right here for you. Like I like the little like the bug reports right here. Just a
Yep.
big bug and change logs and stuff like that. I didn't click this one, but achievements. That makes sense.
Come up this way.
It's
then.
like super moddable, and so it's useful sometimes for a modder to be able to save a bug report type thing, or somebody else to save one for a modder, not just for us. And so you can do an enormous amount of like total conversions or anything. So.
All right. So when I messed with this last night, I was
Time
actually
for
just
introductions.
using MKB really
My
quick,
name
but I
is
didn't.
Rodney.
Oh.
You, on the other hand, are a disembodied head in a mech.
Hello, Rodney. We're a disembodied head and a neck. I liked that too. So this immediately already plays better with a controller than it did with mouse and keyboard.
It really depends on your preferences. Yeah, I normally prefer a controller, but I got so used. I mean, test, then go back in code, test, then go back in code, and so I just got used to playing with the mouse and the keyboard on it. So now I'm kind of stuck with that being what I'm used to.
Fair enough. So when I was messing with this last night, and I'm sure we'll run into it in the course of the tutorial here as well, I noticed like one of the turrets got really like bullet spammy. So in addition to I guess like typical like top-down roguelikes, any kind of like specific bullet hells like Toho's and things like that you may have pulled from, or?
The guy that has done the bosses in particular, he goes by Misery. Is his name. He's a longtime fan of Arkin, and then also a collaborator with us on this and various other things. For the bosses in particular, he's a big fan of pretty much all the cave games, and so you can really see that influence there. For me, I was more into Tyrion, and that goes way back. But and then we've had a number of enemy designers, and there's also been a number that have been designed by fans as well. So there's been a lot of different influences, which I intentionally kind of cultivated because I wanted people who had. With some of the people, I was like, do not play Binding of Isaac since you haven't played it. Like, I know you've played other action roguelikes. Draw from your knowledge of these other things. Don't play Isaac. It'll skew you into thinking that way.
Right.
And so everybody had their kind of own thing, and I wound up helping coordinate all that, so it made some semblance of sense.
Whoa! All right, so the speed movement is like ridiculously fast. Holy crap!
You want to not waste time on backtracking,
Right? No, for sure.
But it's not something that you're going to want to use when you're actually fighting, for the most part, unless you need to quickly zip over to the other side of the fight.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm just kind of like flying through the dialogue like there's very clear like dialogue triggers as far as like you can actually like see them show up, which is neat, at least as far as like this goes, so I don't like accidentally cross over something while you're trying to talk, but I keep doing that anyway.
Yeah, I can't hear the game audio, so I'm sure I'm wrecking a lot of it. I
actually have it super low, so you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I made the triggers really obvious there, just because that way people can like, what was that again, and go back and stand on it. It's like I debated making them just be invisible, but it's like,
Uh-oh. Can I die in the tutorial?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We've had a number of people who done so.
Oh boy, I don't want to die in the tutorial. I don't want it to happen. I have 1 health. Why do I only have 1 health? Health, why?
You got shot a lot.
I did get that. Whoa. Congratulations, you are now qualified to go die by dying. So that worked. So now we can actually do like a.
You actually won. That was super abrupt, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
We need to make a better transition there. But yeah, that was super abrupt. But.
That was all right. That's so. What specifically inspired the choice of like mechs and being in a star?
Well, we like science fiction stuff in general at Arkin, and it's funny because a lot of it comes down to practicalities. Originally, I was like, well, I want this to be a spaceship that's flying around in other spaceships, and our earlier versions of it actually had you flying around in there, but it felt really strange, and people didn't understand it. With our testers, they're like, okay, I understand what's happening, but this just doesn't feel, there's no verisimilitude, basically.
Right.
And so we're like, okay, fine. How about if you're they're like, I feel like I can fall into the background and stuff. We're like, okay, fine. We'll make kind of a force fieldy looking, glass that you're walking around on. Mm-hmm. And all right, we'll put legs on this, and we redid all the graphics to make it mechs instead, and that sort of thing. So it's like, well, mechs just feel more natural. And they didn't really want to do mechs starting out because we've done that in several games before, like Bionic Dudes and so forth. But
Right.
I don't know. I like mechs, so why not? Um,
I guess there's no, I don't know, the distinction's really just like narrative rather than anything else, I guess. But it kind of works in the sense that way you got everything kind of just makes sense. You just pick up a random power up, it slaps on my arm.
Well, yeah, and we wanted to have it be like mechanical type things that you could pick up, and you're armed to the teeth with guns and special weapons and whatnot. And our initial thought with it being a shmup was, okay, how about a spaceship? But then it's like, well, okay, but I want it to be inside because we want to have that kind of room structure that a lot of roguelikes do, and we needed a progression through there, and just being in some bigger spaceship was kind of bland. And so Jack, one of the guys who's helping write the story, who's like, what if we're really literal with the name and it was like Starward, like you're moving towards a Starward, like you're stuck in the side of a star. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. And he came up with this whole story for it, and we were like, all right. And so we got up with the artist, and we're like, we need this crazy thing. And we went through a number of artists trying to get it so that the picture you can see there actually exists.
No,
that was a hard won picture, let me tell you. But
that's so I take it you start from like the top and you work your way closer to the star there.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Like just that is a visual is just really cool looking.
The background actually gets brighter and brighter, and you start seeing the star and so forth, and a lot of the foreground gets darker too, so there can be this kind of crazy contrast when you're on like level 7 or so, because floor 7 rather, because it's just like, well, I'm getting blinded by being near the sun, which, that was kind of fun.
So all right, you were mentioning this earlier, and it didn't like make sense to me until I saw it right here. But time only moves when you move. Oh man, awesome!
Yeah, but he comes with a big butt. He's got like no health.
I see that. Yeah, like 2 clicks of health. But
yeah,
who cares? Because I agree. Who cares? Time only moves when you move. That's awesome.
So give it a shot. But it's that'll make for a nice short run. You can give it a shot, see how that goes, and then.
I'm tempted to, but I think I should stick with like something a little like so we got the white gloss in the tutorial there. I wanna take a look at maybe I don't know, the flame tank sounds pretty interesting, at least to like start off with here.
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna
the flame one's
sorry, yeah.
The flame one is very popular. So
I also I love when devs put in like fun names for their hardest difficulties, but they're always things just like nightmare or what, very, very common themed names. They're just like misery. Like some woman's going to come out and just break my legs.
So the story behind misery mode is actually pretty funny because, Misery in Cave Story, the character.
Yes.
So we have, like I said, a long time, since 2011 or so, fan who, I don't know, he goes by the name Misery because of Cave Story, and that's his avatar is Misery from Cave Story. Fine. Well, he's extraordinarily good at most games in general. And so we would always have, X number of difficulties, and then he'd be like, your hardest difficulty is too easy. So like, fine, we'll add a new difficulty level, and you know what? We're naming it after you. And so we did that. And so it's just become a tradition of our hardest difficulty is always called Misery difficulty now. And then we tailor it to him. And he designed pretty much all the bosses in the game. And so because he's become a contractor over time and so forth as well. And so when you see the bosses, you know why. And he's been going back through and doing, we had to tone him down for normal difficulty mode and lower, and then hard is kind of more what he originally came up with. And then he's been going back and doing misery mode ones for all the bosses that, holy smokes, some of these videos that he's put up of that, I mean, it makes him get a little. He's like, yeah, you can see where I like got a little. I forget what he called it, like panic dodged there at the end, and I was like, yeah, it makes you panic dodge. Then, jeez.
That's
Yeah,
don't play misery mode.
Don't play misery mode. Normal's good.
We will do one misery mode run later, I'm sure.
If you can get to a boss, then more power to you. That'll be entertaining.
All right, so we got our flamethrower, which apparently comes out of our robo crotch. There we go. We got. Oh, I gotta be careful how many of those I fire. I just wanted to see how they worked.
It's only per those recharge every room.
Oh, every room. So as soon as I change.
Yeah,
rooms,
your missiles are long term. So you gotta keep track of your number of missiles that you have. But your secondary weapon is something that because people are hoarders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is Final Fantasy 3 or 6 is my favorite example of that. Like Shadow, the character in that, right?
Yep.
He always you've won the room, so that meant that those guys turned off.
Oh, okay.
There was no point making you have to dodge the turrets anymore after that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Try and make it easy. Yeah, so people are hoarders, right? And so like with Shadow and so forth, I've played Final Fantasy 6 like a million times. Love it. But every time that I do, I still hoard his stupid throwables, and I wind up never using them. So I'm like, well, I might need them later, which I know that I won't, and I know that I'm not going to use them later either. And so I just wind up never using them at all, which I think happens with a lot of games. And so there's never any drops from those little shootables, by the way. The glass pots that you see in the middle,
right.
Those have drops. Those are more mobile cover right there, which they're fun to shoot, but you're never going to get anything out of them.
Okay. So these glass things are the droppables. Those the other jars are. So, despite all my Zelda syndromes.
Yeah, we wanted to make it really obvious which ones you break, and the ones that never give anything. Those ones are kind of handy because they are, like I said, mobile cover. Or not mobile cover, but temporary cover is the word I was looking for.
Right. Fair enough. There's a lot of charm in this game already. I like it from that sense. And so as we're proceeding down, like I see like the space and below me. So the way these floors are set up, I'm guessing, is like you're along the outer like ring working your way in.
Yeah. The working your way down, in my perspective, really is kind of, I honestly think of it as going to the right, and the map, when you're in between levels, kind of shows it in that sort of fashion where you move from left to right, which also lines up with the picture that you saw at the start.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm actually realizing folks can't see the mini map because of where my little portrait thing is.
Yeah. Here, let me. We'll shrink you down. You be itty bitty.
Yeah.
You can come down here. Come hang out right there. Sorry about that. That's. I'm actually blocking a whole manner of stuff. I'm blocking things too. So I don't know what I'm blocking. I'm blocking like a box or something.
Yeah. There's not anything super important done in that portion. There, you can see some of your weapon stuff. I actually think we moved that. So.
Yeah, the weapons are all up above behind me.
Yeah, we moved all that to the left. So.
I think when I was doing the tutorial last night, I got like a nuke or something, and it just explained what the nuke was in that box that I'm blocking. So that's still important. But...
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, is this Oh. Oh, that's an interesting. So that's all right. So actually use my energy each room because it's gonna go away. All right, cool. Neat. So various power-ups that you can pick up. Are they and they persist? I take it through the course of the run.
Yes, exactly. There are a couple of different categories of power-ups. There's familiars that you pick up and that come with you. I mean, some of them are orbital, some of them are, there's a variety of things. Then there are passives, which you can just pick up however many passives you want. They just do the thing. And then there are main weapons, of which you have one. After which you can switch out which one you want. You have your secondary again, which you can have one of, which you switch out. You have an attachment, which is kind of like a passive, but it's one that you switch out, and it also upgrades, giving you a kind of secondary bit of bullet spam coming out of your main shot. So you might keep the flamethrower, but also have little other patterns of bullets depending on what the attachment is that you pick up. And then last but not least, you have consumables, which they go in that very bottommost slot in the bottom left, behind your back.
Right.
It's fine. And the consumables actually says what it does in that spot, because it's hard to remember because there's a bunch of them and you wind up, using them and then they're gone. So you don't keep them for a long time. And consumables are all, one-shot use. And then you've got perks when you level up. So those are basically passives. And there's a set of some number of possible perks that come up at each level.
Okay.
So, some of those depend on the mech that you're playing as. A lot of them are... it's always 3 that it offers you. There tends to be 5 to 7 that it could be. Woo, spikes. Watch out.
Ow.
Whoa!
I like how you're just like, whoop, there we go. Who needs spikes? Don't care. Oh, what was this?
Yeah. That is a door of some kind. If you stand... a door of some kind. If you stand next... Yeah, if you stand next to it, it'll tell you what kind of thing is behind there. It looks like it's a mini-boss room or similar. Let's see.
It's a skull on the door. It looks like a boss, but it's not open, so I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah. There's something in here that...
I guess I gotta mess with to get into it.
Yeah. Somewhere in the middle here. Woo! Wait until they're powered down. That's what it is. Okay, yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah. So there's where the enemies are. Oh, and there you go.
Slow-mo die. Slow-mo die. All right, so that the teleport screwed me up because it was just like, oh, I'm just doing a short hop, but no, it was actually like an entire freaking room in between. So that makes sense.
Yeah, we put teleporters at the top and bottom of all of or sides, whichever, of all the really long rooms, because since sometimes, as is inevitable with the dungeon, you're gonna want to backtrack. You want to make it so you don't have to run back through the maze of spikes carefully.
Yeah, that's not bad. This actually answers one of the questions I was going to ask, is like how many like levels you're dealing with and how long a typical run is.
And that depends, because for the first 3 runs, it's actually 5 floors instead of 7. And you meet the final boss on floor 5 and win the run. But then it turns out that it's not actually the final boss, and yeah, I know. And so after then it opens up the 7th floor sequence, and so then you fight the quote final boss on floor 5, and then you keep on going, and on floor 7 there's we call it the super final boss internally because why not? But yeah.
SFB. So it's not going to be particularly audible to the stream right now, unfortunately, because I have the audio down, so that you can speak. But I do have to give like very big props. Like the music just gets really like hypey and going, and it's really fun to listen to while you're playing.
Thanks. Pablo Vega, who's been the composer on all of our games, did this, and it's very different for him because he did a lot of it's sample based and all that. It's very electronica, synthy kind of stuff.
Right, which fits the style really nicely.
Right.
But yeah, it's very like it goes. It's got like a nice like driving feel to it. Got that nice like sci-fi element, a little I don't know, it's a little bumpy. I like it.
Yeah, that was the idea there, and he's a classically trained composer, so it's kind of funny to get a guy like that doing kind of the techno stuff, which he does. He does all sorts of stuff, but typically, I'm always asking him to do every genre. I mean, he's done. So this is a secret room, so it's dark, and it's like it's in here. This is should be a sacrifice shop. It can stand on that thing up there and see what it's offering you.
There's no other items in this room, so it's just this. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
4 max health until I use a missile. All right.
Yeah. That was just a regular secret room, not a sacrifice shop.
I know I've been pretty quiet for the last half hour, but I'm curious, what other games have you made? Potentially somebody in chat has already played some of the games that you've made and stuff like that.
Sure.
It's always good to, pimp out all the things.
Yeah. Let's see. We did our most famous one is AI War Fleet Command, which we did in 2009, and then we had Valley Without Wind 1, and then Valley Without Wind 2. Oh, we had Tidalis before that. We had Shattered Haven, Skyward Collapse, then Bionic Dews, then The Last Federation, which is probably our second best known one. And then we've got this one, Starward Rogue. Then we've got Stars Beyond Reach, which we've been working on forever. It's not out yet. And we kind of took a break from that to work on this. And then I'm also working on a super secret other game, which does not have a name yet. Yeah, so we've got another couple things in work. Hey, you've got an attachment, so you can see what I mean by the extra. Or actually, you don't have an attachment.
I skipped the power up in order to so I get like spread shots with my flamethrower now, which is pretty neat. I skipped the power up when I saw the boss room. I immediately went into the mini boss room instead of grabbing this on the way. Oh, I'm so bad. That's pretty cool. I actually have not really gotten to play any of those, so.
You have to be in the strategy niche for a lot of that. So
yeah.
It's AI War in particular is kind of one of the hardcore. It's a hardcore strategy game. It's not just the campaigns in there last I don't know. You can maybe do a really fast one if you're playing with a few planets in like 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
That's incredibly short, though. More often than not, one campaign is going to take you 13 hours, or we've had people that have done 60-hour campaigns, and it's kind of crazy. And we've got players with like 600 plus hours on it and people who were like, I'm getting pretty good at it, and they've got like 200 hours. And that one, we don't have named difficulty levels. We just have 10 difficulty levels in general. And then we've got we had to add in like a 7.3 and a 7.6 and an 8.3 and an 8.6 and stuff because people wanted a little more gradations in that particular zone.
Right.
And difficulty 10 is meant to be literally unbeatable. And so...
Misery mode.
Yeah, basically. But, misery mode is actually supposed to be possible. And when I say literally, I mean literally. Oopsies. Yeah, you got to go around those guys because their shots block your shots. And I'm distracting you with the talking.
No, it's fine. Oh, this is actually showing 5 floors rather than the 7 the first one did.
Because I think you unchecked the start with everything option. Or it probably...
Oh, it unchecked because I hit new run, so that disabled it. Okay, so I got to back out every time.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that actually answers that too, because I was kind of curious about because I was playing with everything unlocked, like the progression system in this one. How does one go about actually like unlocking stuff? Is it achievement based, or is it like, oh, you found this item, you have it now?
It's either you found this item or you beat X boss, so therefore other bosses unlock. There are some. So run around just a bit there, and you'll see the background stuff moves. But when you're just standing there, nothing. And There's actually a lot less of a progression than what Isaac has, just because I wanted to really there's like 200 items here, and I wanted there to be enough stuff that people could have to play. You know what I mean? And if you've got a situation where you've only got you've got 200 items and you gate 50 of them or something, then that can feel pretty limiting pretty fast, mainly because of all the different categories of items. So there's not as much gated as we would like, but we're going to do more of that in the future.
All right.
So
now, obviously,
but there are some things. There's also incredibilities, which you can unlock, which completely change how the game is played. In order to get an incredibility, you have to kill a shopkeeper, which the shopkeepers only appear after you have won at least one run. And there's 5 different types of shops, of which there can be usually only 2 to 3 types on a given floor. And if you kill a shopkeeper, then the type of shop that is in question, that one, those are little mines. They also block stuff, so you can hide behind it while it's there. And if an enemy runs into it, then it hurts them. So double useful. So with that, I keep losing my train of thought. I'm sorry. I'm trying to watch it. I'm like a terrible streamer because whenever I try and do that, I'm talking as well as playing, and then one thing distracts me from the other. And I'm like watching you, and I'm like, it's going on the spikes. And then forgetting what I'm saying. But at any rate, there's incredibilities as well, which are another kind of item. Their passives, they're kind of vaguely like the Crown's idea in Nuclear Throne.
Okay.
And you can pick up those, like I said, by killing a shopkeeper, and then after you've done that, his type of shop, like the weapon shop or the familiar shop or we call it the robot shop, but that sort of thing, those are gone for the rest of that run, but you have your choice of 3 different incredibilities that come from him.
Okay.
And they may or may not be helpful. I mean, there are some incredibilities that are quite unhelpful, and that those actually can be some of the more entertaining ones to play with, where it's like misery plus, when there was, I had a Game Genie when I was a kid, and my very favorite code with that I just loved was for Super Mario Brothers 2, where you could make all the enemies go, I think it was twice as fast.
Oh, geez.
And it was awesome. There's this one level, I can't remember, it's World 4, I think, maybe World 4 2, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got all these, I don't know, the little buzz somethings. Anyway, they fly. They get little guys with tridents. They fly past you.
Yes.
And those guys.
Yeah.
And those guys are just booking it in that mode. And I was like, this is the best thing ever.
They're pretty fast to begin with, so yeah, that's crazy.
You had to kind of memorize what was going on, and it was great fun. I quite enjoyed it.
These are all locked in on key cards. Okay. Kind of like that game modifier like skull system, you have a chance to get some of those ones that just make it a little more difficult, a little more interesting.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
And it makes it more difficult in an interesting way, versus just, I don't know, taking away health or doing something stat based. They give you something. They also might take something. So
I don't know where I'm. Oh, I want to go this way. Okay. I'm trying to figure out my map.
Yeah, so you could go down into the south, or may as well just go down. Oh boy, you like to run on those spikes.
I love spikes. They're the best ever. Oop! I just fired a missile at myself. That was not good.
Fortunately, the missiles don't hurt you. There's no friendly fire from your own missiles. There used to be, but during our, I don't know, couple of months of doing alpha and beta, we kept shooting ourselves with missiles. It was like, okay, forget it. This is ridiculous. And the missiles will cancel shots. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed that.
Oh,
and,
I haven't fired too many of them because I'm a dirty hoarder.
Yeah, but so if you're about to take a hit from something, fire a missile, and that's particularly useful in boss rooms, and those are repulsors, so you can fire your shots near it, and you'll see what they do. Those are actually attractors. What I'm saying.
Right.
The red ones are repulsors up at the top, and those can quite mess with the enemy patterns in an interesting way.
Huh.
They can be good protection too.
Yeah.
But
Some neat mechanics and ideas going on through a lot of this. I really enjoy like the bullet helliness of it. Like there's just a lot to like dodge, and it feels like the hitboxes are actually fairly clear. I'm only bad at the spikes because spikes, but all right, so this is another one of those like secret choosy rooms. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
one is
health.
Ooh.
This is a sacrifice room. So I mean, it's kind of like the devil shops in Isaac or whatever. And these give you good stuff, but they cost you health. I don't really know if you want to do that right before going into a boss room.
I haven't really gotten far enough to be able to value money too much yet, and I would love to see a boss. Ooh, backfire. How many bosses do you have? Do they rotate around?
The menu says, and I can't keep track. We have. I really don't want to misspeak. I guess let me fire that up on my own thing and see what the current count is. Because I mean that changes all the time. We're always adding new enemies and so forth in post-release content. And let's see here. Hopefully this doesn't lag me out or something. We're up to 20 bosses. There are 13 what we call condemned enemies. Excuse me. And those guys they're basically mini bosses, but you can't use your weapons. You have to just survive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it changes stuff up a lot there. And then there's 8 mini bosses, 139 enemies, 220 items, 11 incredibilities. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Oh no, I looked away and there you go. So here's the thing. You can down the difficulty. It's when you're on normal mode and down, it doesn't get any it doesn't change the patterns or anything. It just makes it a little more forgiving in terms of your health is the main thing when you go down in difficulties. It also slows down the enemy shots a bit, so it's easier to dodge and so forth too. If you go up to hard mode, you get a little bit less health, and it also makes the enemy patterns more difficult, and the shots move very slightly faster. Misery patterns are even worse. You have even less health, and so forth. But dude, there's no shame.
No, it's fine. I just noticed the luxury. No, I read it. I killed the boss, killed all the enemies, leveled up. I'm like, yeah. I opened up the glass things. I'm collecting stuff. Ran over spikes.
Yeah.
So no, there was great shame. No, I mean I'm pretty fine with normal thus far. It's not too bad. Just getting a feel for everything.
Yeah.
It seems very, very well scaled for what it is, and I'm used to. It's a roguelike. I'm used to dying. I'm not too pressed. But I want to be able to get far enough within a misery run to actually see what that's like in a second here. It was the killing of the boss, and just that boss is really fun though. I really like just how fluidly this moves, and how clearly defined your hitbox is, and just how paying attention takes you pretty far, and there's nice clear patterns in the bullets, and it's pretty nice.
Thanks. It was a collaboration of a lot of people, and a lot of people who really love these genres, so a lot of good ideas from a lot of people, basically.
What is going on over there? I don't.
So
even...
this is a puzzle room, and so don't do that. Yeah, when you shoot those, then it shoots back at you. And I did not make this puzzle, so I don't necessarily know how to solve it. But I see one piece that right there will give you a health shard if you shoot it with the missile.
Okay.
And then those little alien eggs you can fire. Okay. Oh, I see. I think I see the puzzle here. So, oh, nice. Oh, you don't have to use missiles for it. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, so now you can get over and get the key card. So use that one, yeah, and then use that one.
Yeah. I don't know what I did, but yeah. More puzzles. No, I just yeah. I don't know. It doesn't involve time travel. I'm good. Okay, so we went around in a circle there. I'm having enough trouble with the map. That's just me, though. It's not your map design. It's...
Yeah, no, that's good.
No, all right. But yeah, so, yeah. Other than, oh, no, I already asked that. Never mind. The Toho question. All right, I like my little drone guy. I do love the different mechs, and that you actually have like very distinct playstyles that go with them too. So you kind of like find your favorite, find what meshes well with you.
Yeah, thanks. And that was something that I wanted to. It took me forever to do the mechs in particular because I really wanted them to be something that you couldn't just create that in your own run. You know what I mean? And you can get familiars. Oh no. You can get plenty of familiars, but you can't get that familiar with any other guy.
My roommate's alarm is going off. That's really annoying. I like the little loading screen there. The cackling with glee.
I don't hear your roommate's alarm. So
I have sound dampening in my room. The only reason I can hear it is because I don't have right. Is just because like there was a brief moment of silence and it was quiet enough and my door's open. If my door was closed, there would be no sound at all.
Teleporters.
I'm just running in circles. I'm
yeah,
listening to stuff and reading things. Everything revolves around time travel. No shame and very easy. Everybody keeps saying. There's my pride would hurt. I promise. I would feel great shame. There's typically no. I don't have a problem with like lowering it if I were like, I guess, playing just to get like a greater feel. But I do really want to be able to do a misery run with at least a little competency. And a lot of it's just only because I'm only paying like half attention to what's going on. But
yes, I know. There's been. The spikes have been your number one.
Those have been killing me the
downfall.
Most. Like area damage. Like seeing bullets are like very clearly defined. The spikes, I don't know. I guess it's just the fact that I just keep running over them too. So I don't know. If I might on like on the feedback session, I don't know, maybe like a little bounce back from them or something like that, or a more clear indication that they are hurting the ever living hell out of you.
Yeah, that's true. The trouble with bounce back is then it can then knock you into other shots and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And so from a shmup style, we try never to have knockback unless it's with a really specific. There's one mini boss that like kicks you around, and that works out really specifically. But we call those guys Zambonis.
that's fair enough.
I hear you on the difficulty in telling that you're taking damage there sometimes because you're not watching your mech, and you've got the sound turned down, so you're not hearing the audio cues. Normally, there's a really clear audio cue that you took
some damage. That's fair
enough.
And
so you're not hearing that. But this puzzle, I swear, I think you have to take damage in order to get that, which is, I don't know. That's not my favorite type of puzzle.
Will it reset if I leave and come back?
Okay. Not that particular piece because it remembers that. Again, this particular room is not one that I designed.
Right.
I did maybe 40 of the rooms, but Zach and Brandon were our main room designers. Oh, and it gives you health.
It gives me the health that I had lost.
Kidding
All right.
me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot remember if Craig or Dayton did this one, but this guy is nuts. If you kill the most center one, then the other two will die without you having to do it. And remember, you can use missiles to shot clear.
Right.
If you're able to kill the one that the guys are revolving around, the other guys die.
I mean, I'll take killing anything at this point.
Woo! This point is getting
go.
hard to tell which one it was, who was revolving around who, too.
The center one had mixed colors, and then there was a red one and a blue one. So that was pretty clear, at least.
Oh my goodness!
So I'll give due credit to that.
You think I would?
Well, excuse me. This is how your game works.
It's just one of those things I've never noticed. It's funny, you know. I've played that mini boss a million times and never noticed.
It's yeah, I guess I don't know. I've had a situation where like I'll be playing a game and like I'll go later on and I'll watch like another streamer play it, and like there's a puzzle that I got immediately that they're like struggling with, and I just like trying to figure out how it is they may not have figured out what it is that I had figured out, kind of thing. Is like being able to like see how different people view different things, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting things that we run into with people with testing feedback about clarity in particular. That can be quite entertaining / informative about what different people notice and what they don't, and what the expectations are. Sometimes a game tells you don't do this thing, and of course that means do the thing, you know, because we've all been trained to kind of think that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we really want to say, honestly, seriously, totally not joking with you, please don't do that thing, you know. And it's like the players are like, okay, I'll do the thing. And we're like, no, is there a way that I can tell you I really mean it, don't do it? And they're like, you really want me to do it, I can tell.
That's always my
nothing
viewpoint.
You can say.
if you tell me not to do a thing, my immediate instinct is to want to do the thing, to see why I shouldn't do the thing. Even if you've explained, like, if you do this, you will die. Okay, I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess, inherent gamer curiosity. I guess it's pretty tough. What has been your biggest challenge with development so far?
Which game? This one?
This one, yeah.
You know, as far as games go, we've done 9-ish, I'd say. In this, oh my, misery. Right.
Oh, different colors.
Yeah, there's various palettes. There's actually 5 or 6 of them, but you have to get to lower floors to see a number of them. Teasing. Yeah,
right.
This game, in terms of the ones that we've made, actually came together really straightforwardly out of all the ones that we've done. So, I mean, Stars Beyond Reach and so on, that's been, you know, a nightmare project. If you want to ask me about difficulty on that, I've got a list for you as long as my arm in terms of things that have been a big challenge. With this one, I mean, you know, we would run into the expected problems you run into when you're making a game. Okay, well, you know, this mechanic doesn't fit, this doesn't flow as well, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, we just kind of incrementally worked through them. And, you know, I mentioned some earlier with, you know, there was disconnect with players, like, why am I in a ship, flying inside a ship? What's going on? I don't understand. You know, thematically, what is happening? You know, this doesn't have the right feel to me. Like, I understand the game mechanics, but what story-wise and so on, what's going on? And, you know, so we had things like, whoa,
Jesus.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just like bullets everywhere.
When that guy dies, yeah, you don't want to be near that particular guy. Little death bubbles.
Okay.
You're hanging in, yeah. Those don't happen on the lower.
No, that's fun. Like special enemies for the area that you're in. It's pretty cool. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, tac nuke. Yeah.
I suppose one of the most challenging things for us in particular is really the item balance and the and I think that's just inherently one of the more challenging portions of a game like this. This is a sacrifice room, and you're on misery difficulty.
Yeah, why not?
know?
Health after killing enemies, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I think that's worth having some lower max health. Is what's the point of having health if your health never goes back up?
Yeah. True.
We're gonna try it here. I'm gonna play this super serious mode. So obviously you're still I have like a developmental version since I have like to unlock everything. When are you looking to have this available?
It's out.
It's out. Oh, I just got a special version.
We just give people the tools to do what they want to do.
Oh,
so,
that's cool.
There's some people who were like, just give me the stuff,
I just want the things. I like that it's an option too. Like it's not like a. All right, those guys are jerks. I don't like those dudes. So
yeah, and that's player developed too. That was a
that enemy
creation. That enemy, and I was like, you are evil, dude. I wish I remembered off the top of my head who created that, but that was a community member, and we did the art for it and integrated it. We vet everything that,
Your community is really mean.
Yes, they've made some of the meanest stuff in there. It's funny because they are like, okay, so you made a game that's hard. Well, let me tell you something, Sonny. It's like, okay.
I like. All right, so yeah. Oh god, just being able to like time your runs through stuff with this guy, and I like how like he moves a lot slower.
Yeah, you can fire your weapons to make the time go as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're standing next to thing there, yep.
There we go. Get you over here. I like this. This is.
We're nearing the end of your segment here.
Oh no!
Yeah, I know. It's almost
time flies.
Yeah. Did you have any last minute things you wanted to say? Because I'd like to give Elegy a couple of minutes as well at the end of this to kind of pitch his wares as well.
Yeah,
Because his section is ending as well. He's
Sure.
donated a couple hours this time. But do pitch your stuff, Chris. Say all the things.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one that is most recent for us, and that we're hoping that folks will come enjoy on Steam and so forth. It's Starward Rogue. But I mean, if strategy games your thing, we got that. We got puzzle games. We got it all, man. Not really, but we've got a wide variety of things that blend genres. And Arkham games on Steam. You can check out our stuff. We've been around for a while, so I mean, I'm not here with a particular overall agenda to pitch you. So.
This is a lot of fun. Thank you for stopping by and letting us see this. And I can see myself actually just like using this as like a pick it up off cast, just like post cast, just blow some stuff up. This is,
that is one of my favorite things to do with this genre in general, and in this game, it's time to just shoot some stuff, and I don't even care.
It's low investment, high reward. Like those are really fun games. Like they're not always what you want, but sometimes you want to give a little bit more. But yeah, so like times like this where it's like, I don't care about a story. I don't care about this. I just want to blow stuff up in the most fun way possible. And you definitely I like the particular type of challenge that this provides. Just like, dodge these shots, go for it. Like, it's best of luck to you. Like, that's and then the different types of mechs that you have is like, yeah, sometimes I feel like moving in a stop-start kind of thing, and sometimes I feel like having a buddy. Nice dynamic range. So very cool stuff. Where can where can people get updates from your studio and for this game in particular?
ArkenGames.com has our main feed with everything, and then we've got at Arkin Games on Twitter, and we're on all the social media. I'm doing a terrible job with that sort of thing, of pitching that, but I mean, we've got all the links around. So
fantastic. Well, this was Starward Rogue from Arkin Games. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. Had a wonderful time with it. That was very fun. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for playing it. Thanks for having me on.
Our pleasure. All right, Chris, good luck with everything, and have a good day.
Thanks, you too. All right.
Bye.